Hey everybody, I am alive and I am back. Welcome to my June 2019 Digital Dungeon Master update. And a lot has gone on since the last time I spoke to you guys back in April. I've basically been on an almost 2-month hiatus. I've had a lot of things going on. But it is good to be back. The games are starting up again. We did character creation for basic Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to be starting the Dungeon of the Mad Mage again next week, and I have all kinds of details about what I'm going to be doing in the future with the Digital Dungeon Master channel. So it's great to be back, everybody. I mean, it's really good to be back. It's nice to be, talking with the community again. I've been just so busy. First off, I work full-time for Fantasy Grounds, and most of you guys know that. And last month we had our Kickstarter for the new Unity version. So it was hugely successful. Thousands, 8,000 plus backers. Did a really good job to help get the Unity program underway, and I totally appreciate all of you that have backed it. It's really nice to see the program have a great future going on. So I also had hernia surgery a little over a month ago, and I had been physically suffering for, I would say, around the time that I moved to Texas back in January of 2018. So I'm going to say I've been in a lot of physical pain, for, not a lot, but a good amount, to where it really affected my life, probably for about a year and a half now. And then when I went to... I'll kind of back up a little bit. I've always thought that I might have had something going on down there for a hernia, because I cut meat for 20 plus years. As I was a manager for Walmart, I would always do a lot of physical labor, but always being a big dude, at 6'5", and everybody's always like, not everybody, but a good amount of people are like, hey big guy, can you help me get this down? Can you help me pick this up? Can you take this over there for me? So after years and years of doing that, I think that actually gave me a slight hernia that really was nothing that I needed to worry about until I started having my estate sales back in Florida before I moved, when I was picking up this stuff and loading it in. And then that's when I kind of felt like, hey, I might have something wrong here. But it did subside, it did go away, but it was always kind of lingering. But last year, when my mother called me in July of last year saying, hey, I'd like to move to El Paso with you, that's when I said, okay, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to have my son and his friends help me. They never showed up. I ended up loading pretty much everything into the truck by myself, except for when I had 10 more boxes to put on the U-Haul truck. They miraculously appeared, and I said, I don't need you guys. I don't get that box. I got it. I've loaded them all. I'm going to load the rest of them. So, but then that's when I knew that I had some serious issues going on with something. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then I finally, I don't like the medical industry. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'll only go if I'm dying. So, but I was dying. I literally went and had a procedure done. Then I had some complications and stuff afterwards. So that was not fun. That was not fun at all. But now, after the smoke is cleared and I feel so much better, I have to have another procedure done in another couple months or so, but that isn't going to be until after I get back from probably towards the end of the year. So, but believe me when I say this, I feel so much better. And I mean, I really, I'm not joking when I say that. I feel a lot better. So I went to Hollywood about a month ago for the Dungeons and Dragons live event, the 2019 Descent event. That was really fun. We as a company went, so it was Doug, myself, Jen Page, and John, or Moon Wizard on the forums. And also Carl met us there, one of our Unity programmer. He met us over there because he lives in LA, and we had such a great time. Ate a lot of good food. Met a lot of great people. I finally got to shake Chris Lindsay's hand. I've known him for a long time. Tom Lommel, a.k.a. The Dungeon Bastard. I like him. I got to meet him. There were so many people. I got to meet Satine Phoenix, and it was so nice to actually shake the hands of all the people that I've met in the past. Like Jim from WebDM. He's a great guy. He's a cool guy. It was just really fun. So if any of you guys could ever get to one of those yearly D&D events, I highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. There's a lot of vendors. There's a lot of stuff to do there. A lot of games, and it is literally, it's a blast. It was so fun. Met so many great fans too. A lot of people were coming up to me and saying, "Dude, you're the Digital Dungeon Master," and I was like, "Hey, that's me." I didn't ever realize that people would actually know who I was, and I was like, I was just humbled. I mean, oh, you're Dave from Fantasy Grounds. And so it was really fun. Plus, we were showing off the new Unity version for the first time ever with the line of sight and the animated maps with the weather effects. And everybody loved it. And everybody was like, hurry up, December. We want this thing to come out already. But believe me, so do we. We want to use it as well. So, but that was actually really fun. So I told you guys last time, in April, my mother had cataract surgery on her right eye, which was really bad. Well, she did some straining and she blew out her retina in her brand new eye that she had cataract surgery with. So now she's having a specialist. Next week she's going to go get something set up with a retina specialist, and then she's going to have her other eye done as well. And man, that poor woman has just gone through hell, and it kills me. But she'll get there. She's get there. She is definitely doing much better. So thanks everybody for asking about her as well. She was pretty rough when she got here to Texas. I will admit it. She thought that she was not going to make it, but we've got her all squared away. Now we just got to get her. We got to get her eyes all fixed now. So, but that'll be good. July. So I need to do a little bit more. I need to do a little bit better of a job communicating with my players and to you guys about if I'm not going to be around for a little while. So I was always checking in the last couple of months on Patreon for my patrons and stuff, but I wasn't in the right state of mind. But that's really no excuse. But I should have probably left some messages in my Discord server, and I should have probably did some Facebook posts and some tweets as well about, hey, I'm not going to be around for a little while. This is what's going on. I just automatically assumed that you guys knew that we had the Kickstarter going on and stuff like that. But I need to do a better job of portraying what's going on with you guys. So I apologize about that. But going forward, I definitely will. And I'm going to start that now. So in July, I'm going to be going to Orlando for my company function that we're going to be doing with all of the VIP patron pledges and stuff like that. We're going to be we're going to be going to an event, and which I'm not going to say, no spoilers, and then we're also going to be playing some games. So it's going to be really nice to meet you guys that are going down there for the VIP party. I'm so excited about that. I'm really excited about that, actually, and we're gonna have some fun. So I've got that trip going on. At the very end of July, I'll be gone for a week, so I won't have any games that week. I'll have to kind of reschedule things. And then in October, I'm going to be taking a trip to Ohio. I wanted to go to Gen Con this year, and I'll kind of back it up to August. I really had planned on going to, Gen Con, and I've told you guys over the last, 3, 4, 5 years, yeah, I'm going to Gen Con, but it never happens because something always happens. This year's the same thing. My father passed away back in 2007, and we got him cremated, and he's been hanging around in his cremation box for the last 12 years now. My father's been dead for 12 years. So he's been hanging around in my mother's room, and, I was making plans to get a Gen Con. And I've only got so much vacation time a year. So my mother and I were talking, and both of us, her as well, things always come up, but we decided that, hey, we're going to go ahead and just take him to Ohio and just get him buried. I mean, we just need to do it. I mean, it's just been 12 years and just 12 years of putting things off. And so we're going to finally do that this year. And that's going to be at the beginning of August. Well, I found out, because we're going to be up there for a total of 3 days in Ohio. We're going to have a family reunion and stuff like that. And plus the funeral, which is going to be on the same day. So that's going to give my mother a couple days to see her. She said she wants to go up there and see her family, the rest of the family that's living, one last time. So that's going to give me an extra day. And at the beginning of August, there is a convention up there in Richmond, Ohio, which is a couple of hours away from Mount Vernon, where I'm going to be at. It's called Corn on the Con, and it's there's about 800 to 1,000 people that go to the con. And so I'm going to go up there and meet the Wild Die podcast. They're all going to be up there. I'm going to meet some of the other Savage Worlds channels and stuff that I've talked to. But I'm really looking forward to going up there, meeting the Wild Die podcast. I'm really looking forward to seeing Gary, which is Murder Hobo Show. I'm looking forward to meeting Eric. He's the creator of Wise Guys. He also works on the Winter Eternal series for Savage Worlds. And, Harrison, he's from England. He's going out. I believe Paris from Australia, he's going to be there as well. So it's going to be nice to shake those guys' hands and actually meet all of the jokers that I've talked with and had a lot of laughs with. So that'll be cool. I'm going to be going over to there for a day. So one of my players, Dyron, you guys know him as 010. He lives in the town that I was born. And so I'm going to meet up with him, and I'm actually going to see if he can get a day off, and maybe both of us will go over to Con on the Cob and have some fun, play some games, because it's only 2 hours away. But that I'm only going to be able to go to the convention one day. So, but that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also going to reach out to Dyron to see if he can go as well. I think that would actually be really fun. So. But I'll be gone for probably about another week or so, and then I'll be back. So I won't have any games probably the first week or two of October. So I've mentioned, moving on, I've mentioned that I'm going to be transitioning my channel to a new type of content. And over the last 6 years, it's really, really been fun. I've had a lot of fun playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And I know everybody's saying, "Oh, here we go. He's gonna just drop it." But yes, I'm going to be creating new content for the channel. I love basic Dungeons and Dragons, as you guys can see behind me, or if you've seen on my Twitter and Facebook post or my blog post that, I have all the basic Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and I've had all that stuff since I was a kid, and I only needed a couple of books to have the full 155 book series of basic Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm going to be transitioning my channel to a new type of content. I'm going to step away from Dungeons and Dragons 5e for the foreseeable future, and I'm going to be talking about basic Dungeons and Dragons. I want to show off all the modules. I want to talk about the modules. All this great content from the early 80s to the middle 90s. I want to talk about this stuff. This is stuff that I kind of forgot about, with the D&D 5e craze. That's all anybody wants to watch. Nobody wants to watch anything else. Oh, I followed you on Twitch because of 5e. You're not playing 5e anymore. I'm going somewhere else. Well, that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. I respect that. But I'm going to be transitioning my channel to a basic Dungeons and Dragons channel with a couple of other games thrown in there, which I'm going to also be playing Savage Worlds. And I'm also going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition Essentials. I love Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know if you've tried it or if you haven't, or if you just say you hate it because everybody else says they hates it. But I'm going to primarily be doing those 3 games on my channel. There's a lot of other games that I love out there. I love Shadow the Demon Lords. I love 13th Age. I love all kinds of games. I love, Titan's Grave and Dragon Age and all those games, but there's so many great games out there in such a little time. So over these last couple of months, I've had a lot of time to think about what I want to do with my channel. And there's 50 million D&D 5e channels out there, guys. I mean, there are. When I first started, there was just a few, but now there's a million. And I'm okay with that because that's good for our hobby. That's good for the hobby that we love. So I'm gonna step away from 5e and I'm gonna start doing Dungeons and Dragons Classics and 4th Edition Essentials and Savage Worlds, and I'm gonna make all kinds of videos on those games, and I'm gonna talk about the mechanics, talk about the classes, how to make characters and all that other stuff. Talk about THAC0. I mean, I'm going back to THAC0. I love it. I'm so excited, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, last night on June 8th. My basic Dungeons and Dragons group that's going to be playing on Saturday night, we made our characters last night. There were a ton of 8s rolled. Look at this. This is everybody's characters. Look at those stats. Those are not the best stats at all. But hey, it's awesome. We rolled our starting gold, as you can see. Everybody chose their weapon proficiencies because we are going to be using the optional weapon mastery system. We're also going to be using the optional skill rules, and we're going to be throwing in some other optional stuff as well. And I've got another video that you are going to hear me discussing about what we're going to do in this D&D game, how we're going to play it. We're going to talk about everything, and that video will be out in the next couple of days. That video is taking a long time to edit, so that's going to be fun. I'm so looking forward to getting back into basic Dungeons and Dragons, and my players keep asking me what we're going to be playing, but who knows? No spoilers. They'll find out in 2 weeks, so really awesome. So look for that. And then I'm also going to have another video that's going to be called The Transition. And that's actually going to be my Digital Dungeon Master vodcast here for June. And it's going to talk about in a lot more detail as to why I'm transitioning away from D&D 5e and going more with basic Dungeons and Dragons, 4th Edition Essentials, and also Savage Worlds. So look for that video as well. I'm excited though. I mean, I'm super excited, and I can't wait to start making videos again. And I'm hopefully going to have one video come out a week, maybe 2. But the thing is, here's the whole thing, and this is what I'm going to be stressing big time in my transition video. I need to keep things simple, doable, and reasonable, because in the past I keep putting more and more on my plate, and then I just shave it all down, I clean my plate off, and it's just an endless cycle of me just putting more and more and more and more shit on my plate. I'm not doing that anymore. I can't do that, especially working a full-time job and I'm helping my mother as well. So because now that she can't see again, she needs quite a bit of assistance, and hey, that's your mom. You got to take care of your mom, man. You only have your mom once. So, so pro mom. So I got to keep things reasonable, and I have to keep things doable, and I have to keep things to where I can manage my full-time job, which is my priority. And also when I have time, I can do Digital Dungeon Master stuff. So I'm only going to keep 2 games going still. I'm going to have my D&D 5e Dungeon of the Mad Mage game going on Friday night. We're going to finish up level 2 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and then we're going to step away from D&D 5e for a while. The players kind of want to do some other stuff too, but I know everybody loves the Dungeon of the Mad Mage game. Everybody loves Omi. Everybody loves Zero. Everybody loves Shen. Everybody loves Vey. But they want to take some breaks too. So, and I know you guys love watching the content, but when we finish level 2, we're going to step away. We'll probably play some Essentials for a while. We'll play some 4E Essentials. Same group. We're actually going to be adding 2 new players to the Friday game because Shen has to step away for a little while. So we've also added Gary from the Murder Hobo Show, which is hilarious. He'll fit in well with everybody. And then we're also tanking Wormfood, which is Donk from the Saturday night game. So he's going to be in the Friday night game too. So the Friday night game is going to be just off the hook. And it doesn't matter what game that they're going to be playing. It's going to be off the hook. And I don't even know what to expect from these comedy folks. I mean, Friday's just going to be such a ridiculous game, and Saturday is going to be ridiculous too because we have Check for Trap still. We've got Pernicious Pilfer. We've also he's also added his son in there. His 13-year-old son's going to be playing with us. His girlfriend's playing with us. So it's really awesome. It's fun to see everybody coming back and playing and all that good stuff. So man, can't wait. But Dungeon of the Mad Mage Friday. It's going to be every other Friday. I think we're starting back up on the 14th. So it'll be live in the Twitch channel, 8 p.m. to around 11 p.m. Mountain Time. And then on Saturdays, it's also 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So we started last night on the 8th. And our first D&D session, basic D&D session, is going to be June 22nd. So we'll at least be able to get in a couple basic D&D sessions before I have to go on my trip to Florida. So look for those games. I'm excited to get back into, getting back into the swing of things. And I'm also going to be rotating in some new players. So if some of the players don't want to play 4th edition Essentials, or if some of the players do not want to play Savage Worlds, then they can sit out for this round of gaming, and then I'll bring someone else in. And I'll also offer them to my patrons first. So look for that, patrons. There could be some rotations happening within the next couple of months or so. So I've already mentioned the Digital Dungeon Master Vodcast. It's going to be talking all about the... I don't think that's going to be streamed. That's going to be something that I'm going to be talking to you from the heart, and I'm just going to record it and put it up there. I'll put it in a video format, and then I'll probably I might also make just a digital, just a MP3 of it. So I might do that. I've got every month I do a live Q&A. So next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, you'll be able to go to my YouTube channel and watch the live Q&A. So it won't be streamed on Twitch. It'll be on YouTube. And you guys can go and ask any questions that you want. And if you're one of my patrons, then you can go ahead, and I have a forum discussion post up for you. And if you're not going to be able to make the event live, you can always go ahead and leave a question, and I'll also answer your question so you can watch it on the rebroadcast. So, but like I said, everybody, the main goal now is to keep everything reasonable and manageable to where I can consistently put out content. I don't want to put out a video every 2 months. I don't want to play a session and then not have to play. But I was in a lot of pain for the last year and a half. And now that I'm feeling a lot better, I feel 100 times better. That has just rejuvenated me so much now that I'm not just in pain 24 hours a day. It was, that really sucked, man. And if anybody out there has a hernia, you know what I'm talking about, man. This is no joke. It really sucked. It really did. So the last thing I want to talk about is that's right, the Patreon update. Thanks for that visual. Oh, and speaking of the visual, Josh Montagna, he's done a lot of the video work for me and stuff. So we're in the process of making a new Digital Dungeon Master logo and some new graphics and stuff for the channel to basically reflect the transition going back to the old school ways of basic Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Josh is going to be doing. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. Really, really looking forward to that. So for my patrons, I thank you guys for your patience totally. This month is going to be sort of like a catch-up month for me. Basically, I'm going to be doing probably 3 months of maps this month, and I'll start doing them here next weekend, not this weekend, but I'll be doing them either in during the week this week or next weekend. So I've also playing catch up with getting out show notes and stuff like that, because I have a couple of different pledges that I'll send you show notes that I've done from the past. Well, all of the patrons that I'm going to be sending to this stuff this month, usually it's in just a regular long envelope. But look at these envelopes that I've got going out to all 6 of you this month. I have found a cache. It was when I moved my mother back here. My mother had a couple of banana boxes of papers, personal papers over the years that she's been saving that she wanted me to go to and start shredding. So when I started going through this stuff, there was like a couple of familiar looking pieces of paper, and I'm going, this is my handwriting. Holy crap. These are notes from when I first started doing Twitch. So I found basically everything that I thought that I had thrown away. There was a stack about this tall, and I took a couple pictures of it and showed my patrons. But this is all the old notes from when I first started, and started like kind of sketching out overlays and creating, homebrew content for my 4th edition game, the very first basic D&D game that I ran and stuff with Vay, and oh my gosh. So these envelopes have all kinds of old stuff. And, like one is, my 13th Age game. I found all 7 pages. Well, I found 6. I don't know where page number 3 is, but I'm sending that to one of the patrons. All 6 notes of my 13th Age game that, made me transition from a kick in the door roll initiative DM to a more role-playing type of DM. And so that was nice to read all those notes. And then I found the Savage Worlds Moscow Connection, both pages. In fact, there were 3 pages of that one-shot game. So that was actually the last one-shot that I ever did, because I said, man, doing one-shots are just too big of a pain in the ass. So I sent those out. I found the very first zombie apocalypse notes, and so I sent those out to somebody. I found a bunch of codes for Neverwinter Online. I found a bunch of codes for Idle Champions and stuff. So, because I get this stuff all the time from Chris over Wizards of the Coast. So I sent out sheets of man. Believe me, the patrons are going to be loving this month's envelope, and that's to make up for last month. So, like I said, thank you patrons for your patience and stuff. I'll start getting out maps and stuff next week. And last but not least, I'm going to be reworking the pledges, because I do not do pay to play anymore. I've basically transitioned out of that. So I told my patrons, if you want to continue to pledge, that's fine. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So I need to, now that the patron levels come down, I need to kind of rework the goals and the pledge levels. So I'll probably be doing that over the next month as well. But other than that, all my emails are caught up. All the YouTube comments are caught up, and that's pretty much what I got going on for this month. So I've got a couple more videos, like I said, talking about the Dungeons and Dragons basic game. I'll also do one when we start, playing Essentials, or if we start playing the new Savage Worlds Adventure Edition too. So every time we do a new game, I'll kind of talk about what we're going to be doing, objectives, stuff like that. So. But I've rambled on long enough. I've rambled on for almost 30 minutes. So thank you guys so much again for your patience. I totally appreciate it. You'll start seeing some content coming out again, and the games will start happening as well. So I actually streamed 4 times this week. That was really nice. I did a Hangout stream. Actually, I did 2 Hangout streams where I just kind of showed a bunch of the basic Dungeons and Dragons stuff. That's what everybody wanted to see. So I started breaking out my content, my containers, and started showing everybody. And last but not least, for the entire month of June, if you have not, there will be a link down in the description below to my Facebook page. But I have a contest going on, and I've got a post that's pinned on my Facebook page. If you can guess how many miniatures that I have, between regular miniatures and terrain, like boxes, crates, all that stuff, whoever guesses the closest, and I now know how many miniatures I have. Wow, I could not believe it after I counted all that stuff. But you will win. Whoever gets closest, you're going to win a box full of miniatures. I'm going to send you a small box of minis, large miniatures, small miniatures, mediums, etc. And if you can guess, if you can literally guess the exact number, sorry, I had to burp. Oh. Like I said, if you can guess the exact number, I'm going to send you a box of miniatures, and I'm going to gift you a Fantasy Grounds Ultimate license. That's right, $150 Fantasy Grounds license too. So if you can guess exactly how many I have, I'm really going to hook you up. So the link to my Facebook page is down below. So, hey, there's only like 40 people in this contest. I can't believe there's only 40 people. You only get one guess, so make it good, because the bot will basically delete all of, if you start guessing more than one time, the bot will just kick everything out, and then it won't count at all. So make a guess, make it count, look at the pictures good, and I also give you a couple of little pointers in the description too. So take a look at the pictures and everything else. So thank you guys again. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to do one of these videos every month or so again. I should be able to if I keep it short and sweet. So, but thank you guys again. Totally appreciate it. Thanks for your patience. Thanks to my patrons. Check out my Patreon page and help support the channel if you want to. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming, stay safe, and keep using the awesome Fantasy Grounds Virtual Tabletop. Bye, everybody.